Today is a special day. It is the first school day of my senior year. The year I turn 18, and also my last year I have to finish before I am finally legally old enough to go live on my own elsewhere and start my own life. There is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, keeping me here in the Red Dagger Pack. Nobody here even bothers to acknowledge my existence, as I am not originally from this pack. In fact, it is unknown where I originate from. I am worse than an orphan, actually. My mother found me abandoned. In the woods as a baby and adopted with her husband. Nobody knew where I came from or how I was abandoned like trash in the woods. The only thing I had on me was a tiny piece of torn paper, only with my front name and a date on it, which we assume is my birthday. And yes, as you can tell, I do not call the man my father, as he has never acted like one towards me anyway. Most people didn't bother to interact with me because of that, except for my childhood best friend Chris, Alpha Culio's son. We got it so well was uncanny, the alpha son, and he abandoned little orphan. But we didn't care. We got into a lot of mischief together as young kids. That is up until the point his mother, Luna Helen, left our pack. Alpha Culio and Chris hadn't been seen out in the open for a few weeks after that, and everyone always wondered what had happened. He became cold and distant and never hung out with me anymore. I tried on several occasions to talk to him about it, but he wouldn't budge, and I barely got to speak to him at all anymore. I almost felt like I was the plague he needed to avoid in order to survive. All throughout, I was already used to feeling abandoned and disregarded, and this had hardened me quite a lot already. This one really did sting. But as my mother always used to say, things happen for a reason, honey. Dust off and try again. And so I did well. Not the try again the part in terms of friendship, that is. I only had one other friend, Nadia, and I would like to keep it that way, honestly. Her twin brother, Jason, was also a really nice guy, and they're the only two people I actually hang out with. I guess you could consider him my second friend. My relationships with other wolves so far isn't the best, which is why I can't wait to finish this year and get out of here. Where I don't know yet, but I'll figure everything out as I have been doing ever since my mother passed when I was 10. My mother was without a doubt the most kind-hearted soul anyone could ever think if she was the type of person who would receive a punch and tell the assailant sorry for hurting their knuckles. She was way too kind for this world. Seeing her kindness get abused over and over made me all that much more hardened and in search of righteousness. I grew to be the complete opposite of my mother, bitter and unforgiving with a sharp tongue. If my tormentors didn't outstrengthen or outnumber me, I would gladly hand them their asses.